All right, let's talk about Jordan Love and the Packers, which, it was a loss, and you definitely don't feel great about that. There were still a lot of positive takeaways to be had. So things went kind of, wrong early on, and really they got down and just couldn't find a way to get back. But they were doing a lot of good stuff trying to get back offensively, at least. Defensively, they were a mess. But offensively, a lot of good stuff and positive takeaways for Jordan Love. So despite the loss and moving in the wrong direction this season, in the future, they seem to be moving in the right direction with how Love has played. Obviously, they got to work some stuff out if they're going to make the playoffs, but there's still a good chance to make the playoffs. But yeah, let's get into what went wrong in this game and what went right in this game for their offense. Let's start off with this play. There's no getting around it. Not a great play. Not a great play. It's a good call, trying to get Jaden Reed one-on-one against D. Delaney. That would be a mismatch in the favor of Green Bay here, so that's what they're trying to do. Good play call by LaFleur. You see Jordan Love takes the snap. Reed is about to get open here, and also the situation has to be mentioned. 4th down and 2 inside the 5. I mean, this is the correct call to go for it, correct play call. You look at Jordan Love, the broadcast did a good job of mentioning this, I thought, where you see how far he's leaning back here. There's no pressure over the middle. I mean, you don't have to throw this one leaning back like this. You can throw it, you can get your feet planted, essentially. Instead, as you see, there's no getting around it. That's just a missed throw, for a wide open guy that would have been a touchdown. That's a 7-point swing, although it got a little weird where then they got a fumble and scored a touchdown right after. So you could argue no harm, no foul. You could also argue maybe that fumble still would have happened, and then you would have, gotten even more points potentially. So hard to say exactly what would have happened, but nevertheless, it's a missed throw. And missed throws have been a thing with Love, and this was a bad missed throw. It was. Going over here, honestly, in the first half, we hardly saw at all Jordan Love getting opportunities, really, and just in general. Like, they weren't letting him throw the ball, essentially. A lot of screen passes. There was something like this, which was letting him throw the ball. It was a, clever concept by LaFleur, again, on this one, zone coverage. You're having a receiver designed to push the corner deep. You then have your tight end kind of follow him. Hopefully, he can get open. As you see, they run to play action, try to get, linebackers out of position, and when they throw it deep, nobody picks that up. I'm going to be honest, I'm a little confused who was supposed to pick this up by Tampa Bay. Usually you see the linebacker, which would be Levante David in this case. So, listen, good players make mistakes. Maybe that's just what happened. Although you saw a couple secondary players, D. Delaney was yelling at Jamel Dean, so I'm not sure exactly. Maybe they do things a little bit differently on plays like this. Impossible to say. We're not in the huddle, but either way. For Green Bay, to me, this goes, to the, hey, this is why you run these plays. You can get guys out of position. At the end of the day, who cares which Tampa Bay player was supposed to cover here? The reality is, neither did. That's good for you. As you see, good throw from Jordan Love. A regrettable decision to try and hurdle D. Delaney on that one, as you got hit right where you don't want to get hit there. So that's not good. So hopefully Tucker Kraft ended up all right. But, good stuff here by Green Bay for sure. Also, there's just some weird plays for the Packers. This is something that's been kind of an issue. And you got a lot of young players, not just Love, but, a lot of these young receivers. I don't really know what's going on here because you have, two receivers who are, essentially going to be running the exact same route. It's zone coverage, both trying to get into a gap in that same area. Usually you have one of these guys run more of a setup route. Although, as you see when this play begins, Love is going to drop back. He is going to look down the field, and you see right here, they're both essentially in the same spot. I'm not sure if one was supposed to run just a little bit further deep. Even that's not usually how you run it, so that's why I'm very confused as to what Green Bay is doing here. Either way, though, this ball ends up falling inbounds. It fell, it wasn't off to the sideline. It hit inbounds. That's where it landed. So, definitely there was an opportunity there. Tampa Bay gave a pretty big cushion on that 3rd and 7, but Green Bay just not able to execute, not able to get it done on this one. But then this drive was obviously great by Love. This was just great football by Jordan Love, where what's going to happen, it's really going to be a couple of plays that happen. It's not really about the setup. It's more about what happens after. So Love takes a snap on 1st and 20 on the outside of field goal range, looks down the field. I've paused it here, and there isn't a ton that appears to be open. Doesn't love what he sees, which makes sense, right? It's 1st and 20. There's not really a check down here, which I'm not exactly sure why. But because of this, Love is going to have to try and see if he can make something happen. And make something happen he does. does, he scrambles outside the pocket. Good job by the Packers to not hold on that one. And then Love is able to find an open receiver. They hurried to the line. I think it probably would have been ruled a catch either way. I think so, but either way, they're able to get the catch. And that's just making something happen, right? The play didn't work as called. Can you find a way to still make something happen? On that one, Love was able to do so. Also heading over here, I mean, this was the play, right? 3rd and 14. I mean, this is just a crazy situation. And again, it's not going to be about what happens pre-snap. Love is going to take the snap right here and, again, does not love what he sees further down the field. There's pressure coming. This play's over, right? It's over. Okay, no big deal. Throw the football away. Let's, kick the field goal. Now we're down just 7. Well, as you see, Love is going to somehow get out of that original pressure, throws off balance, and again, not to a wide open guy. Love, we've seen him have to make these off-balance throws before. In fact, usually his highlights, he's ending up finding an open guy in these scenarios, which makes sense. Play goes on for a while. That's when you're able to do it. That's when most guys are able to make these things happen. This is the rare scenario where Jordan Love is having to make an off-balance throw, and you have to fit it through a tight window. Usually this does not work out. However, watch this beautiful throw. Great job by Reed to get both feet in bounds. I thought for sure he was out of bounds live, but no, he did get both feet in bounds. This is just great football from Jordan Love. Also, going over here to, play like this, I really thought that for the most part, I mean, listen, the game got out of hand. Your defense couldn't get a stop. It is what it is. But I thought he did a good job of kind of, once they just let him they opened up the offense, said, okay, throw the ball consistently. It wasn't just those making plays happen out of nothing. It was sometimes just, running the offense, which is obviously something you still have to do, right? You don't want to get caught being one of those players who they can, make plays happen, but that's all you can do. Well, here, zone coverage, you have a receiver who's going to be running over, into a gap in coverage. Hopefully you can hit him. As you see, Love takes a snap, and it's going to do a pretty good job of, running this very well, I would say, getting the ball, where he needs to put it, putting it in a good spot, well-timed, all of that good stuff. He was doing a good job of this, I thought, for the most part here. So good stuff there by Love. Listen, I think this was a good game from Jordan Love. It wasn't a perfect game. No, there were still those mistakes early on. In fact, in many ways, it's kind of the tale of two halves. I thought the first half he was not very good. And I wouldn't say he was terrible, just they didn't give him a lot of opportunities, and the couple opportunities he had, he didn't look great in. But once they opened up the offense, he legitimately looked like really good out there. So it's in many ways a frustrating loss if you're a Packers fan. I mean, you wanted to win this football game. You wanted to really kind of have a stranglehold, on the, an opportunity to make the playoffs. I still think there's a great chance they make the playoffs here, but this is kind of, in some ways, a reminder. This is a young team. This is not a complete football team, and they're going to try and, grow and get better. At the same time, though, at least, it's not like you're just looking terrible out there. You made some plays. We're able to make things happen. Just too little, too late at the end there. That's what I thought. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.